can't track what doesn't want to be seen.
Well, well, well. So that's what it took, huh? Not another post, not another roar, just silence. And suddenly, the air changed. You felt it too, didn't you? That strange stillness before the explosion, because silence, real silence, that's not peace. That's war in disguise. You stopped explaining yourself. You stopped chasing ghosts. And the moment you did, they started panicking. Oh, you didn't see it? The way their smiles tightened. The way the experts started whispering your name like it was a threat. Like, shit, don't say it too loud. Because now, you weren't playing their game anymore. You vanished from the noise. You became unpredictable. They can't handle that. See, the whole system, every stage, every contract, every so-called opportunity, it's designed for you to react, to post, to clap back, to defend. But when you went dark, you became the rumor, the myth, the monster under the boardroom table. Now the analysts are sweating. The sponsors are calling meetings, and all the little actors in their plastic suits are wondering, what's your name planning? What if they come back different? What if they come back untouchable? Huh, they don't get it yet, do they? You're not coming back. You're ascending. And silence was your initiation. Because in this world, only two things make noise: desperation and power. You stopped sounding desperate. So now, you must be power. The silence. Did you hear it? No, of course not. Because you were too used to the noise. The endless clapping. The staged applause. The sound of everyone pretending they get it. But then, you stopped. No post. No warning. No show. Just gone. And that's when the room started to shake. See, they expected an explosion. They were ready for chaos. For another headline. For another one of your beautifully mad performances. But instead they got quiet. A silence so sharp, it carved through the air. Boardrooms froze mid-sentence. Marketing teams stared at blank screens. Executives scrolled through your page like addicts, looking for their next fix. But there was nothing, not a word, not a whisper. And that's when the panic started. They called meetings. They asked around. Did they quit? Did we do something wrong? Are they planning something? Oh, how the mighty scramble when the predictable becomes a ghost. Your rivals? They laughed at first, but even their smirks cracked when the silence kept echoing. Because deep down, they knew what it meant. It wasn't retreat. It wasn't defeat. It was an announcement. The quiet kind. The kind only the wise can hear. You see, you didn't disappear. You detonated, just without the sound. And that's what shook the room. Not your words, not your presence, but your absence. Because silence, true silence, doesn't ask for attention. It commands it. So when you went silent, they didn't just lose your voice. They lost their control. And somewhere in that stillness, a new sound began to rise. One only power can make. The sound of everything shifting. There it is. The trembling, the twitching, the withdrawal. You can smell it in the air, can't you? The world, fiending for noise, claps, comments, applause, anything to prove it's still alive. They built their thrones out of static, crowns of distraction, kingdoms made of recycled validation, and when you walked out, you took their supply with you. Now they're scratching, scrolling, refreshing, searching for a new dose. The algorithm's starving. The stage lights are sweating. And the crowd, they're panicking for something to worship because they can't stand the quiet. It reminds them they were never really there. The irony, they used to call it connection, but it was never about truth. It was about reaction. They don't listen to understand. They listen to respond. And when you stopped feeding them, they started shaking. See, noise is their oxygen, their drug, their mask, and silence. That's detox. That's death to the performance. You ruined their ritual. You left the circus mid-show, and suddenly the ringmaster's out of breath. They'll try to fake calm, smile through the static, pretend. They don't notice the void, but I see it. I hear it, the sound of desperation buzzing beneath the filters. Because you broke the loop, you stopped dancing to their applause, and now the clappers have nothing to clap for. Your absence became the headline. Yours quiet became the storm. And somewhere in that empty feed, your silence started to speak. It said, I'm no longer performing. I'm building. I'm watching who flinches first. And oh, they're flinching. They can't handle it, can they? A world that runs on noise, suffocating in silence. Joker leans in, voice drops to a whisper. And now they can't breathe. Without your echo. Now this is my favorite part. The disappearance. The moment the cameras turn and there's nothing left to focus on. No updates, no appearances, no trace. Just absence. The perfect, deliberate void. And suddenly, the system starts to glitch. Headlines freeze mid-sentence. Algorithms stutter like broken machines. The networks can't locate your signal, and that drives them insane. See, they can't track what doesn't want to be seen. They built their power on prediction, knowing your next move, your next post, your next yes. But now, you became my favorite word, unavailable. Ha! You'd be surprised how terrifying that word is to people who need control. They check the charts. They whisper in boardrooms. They scroll through the archives like archaeologists, searching for proof you still exist. But what they don't understand is that disappearance isn't disappearance. It's metamorphosis. You didn't go missing. You shifted frequencies. You became an idea. Too large to tag, too unpredictable to monetize, too silent to manipulate. They called it a mystery. I call it design, because power isn't in being everywhere. It's in being somewhere they can't reach. And oh, the panic that brings when presence becomes myth. When your name starts echoing in rooms you haven't stepped in for months. When even your shadow feels like strategy. You've crossed the line, haven't you? From personality to legend, from noise to narrative, from visible to untouchable. And now they're staring at an empty stage that somehow feels more alive than ever. Because the truth is, you didn't vanish, you evolved. You transcended the feed, the chatter, the cage. Joker pauses, smirks. You didn't vanish. You upgraded to a frequency they can't tune. Huh. Listen, do you hear that? That's not applause anymore. That's whispering, private calls, encrypted messages, late-night meetings with words like strategy, containment, and damage control. They're scared. Oh, they'll never say it out loud, but every executive in the tower is checking their inbox twice tonight. Because you disappeared, and they can't predict what comes next. What if they're planning something big? What if they signed somewhere else? What if we were the problem? Ha! The panic tastes delicious. You see, your silence became the rumor. Every word not spoken turned into a question they can't answer. And questions breed fear. They're calling each other now, trying to get ahead of a ghost, drafting new PR lines for an event that hasn't even happened. The irony, they're fighting smoke. You let them drown in their own imagination. That's the trick. That's the beauty of silence. It's a weapon that reloads itself. No posts, no press, no hints, just the quiet pressure of something brewing. And now the walls have ears. Assistants whisper your name like it's forbidden. Contracts are delayed. Meetings feel heavier. Every projector flickers when your initials appear on the screen, because deep down, they all know what silence means. It means someone's thinking. It means something's coming. And you made them believers, not through noise, not through threats, through stillness, through power that doesn't have to announce itself. The Joker's voice softens to a near whisper. Now picture it, A dark boardroom, empty chairs, screens flickering, and right there, in the center of the table, your name, glowing read in every monitor, set still silent, still waiting, still terrifying them all. You know what's funny? Everyone talks about finding themselves, but no one talks about what happens when you do, because the moment you stop performing, the mirrors start talking back. You learned what they fear most, someone who doesn't need them, validation, no spotlight, no round of applause to prove existence. You walked into that silence, and for the first time, you saw it, the real reflection, not the version they built for you, the one with perfect lighting and public approval. No, not that one. This one looked hungry, tired, honest, like a soul stripped of costume. And when you stared long enough, the mirrors started cracking, each one snapping under the weight of truth. The old you tried to smile through it, tried to rehearse the old confidence, but the grin came out wrong, because you weren't that person anymore. You saw how much noise you wore just to feel seen, how many masks you traded just to stay relevant. Every reflection, every angle, a version built to survive applause. But applause fades, and silence exposes. You stood there in the quiet as every mirror shattered around you, and realized something simple, something terrifying. The old you was loud. The real you listens. You don't chase the echo anymore. You study it. You measure the patterns. You recognize who claps for control and who watches for meaning. That's when the detachment began. Not arrogance, not coldness, just clarity. You stepped out of the reflection and back into reality, unbothered, unseen, unstoppable. Joker chuckles low. You crossed the line, didn't you? From player to observer, from puppet to ghost. And now they're still performing for an audience that no longer exists because you took the mirror with you. Ha! Look around. The circus is collapsing. Spotlights, flickering stages, empty microphones, collecting dust. And all because one performer, you, decided not to show up. They trained you to perform, not to disappear. They built their empire on the rhythm of your reaction. Every headline, every clip, every little outburst was the fuel. But when you went silent, the machine started choking. Their scripts went blank. Their analysts froze. Their strategy meetings turned into confessionals. They never prepared for this, for stillness, for someone who didn't need the applause anymore. Every contract they wrote had your compliance hidden in the fine print. Smile here, speak there, stay visible, stay marketable, stay obedient. But the moment you stopped talking, you broke the code. You pulled the plug on their illusion, and now the circus is falling apart. The ringmasters are panicking. The clowns have lost their timing, and the audience. They've started leaving, because without you, there's no show left to sell. Oh, the irony. You didn't burn their stage. You simply walked off it, and that quiet exit was louder than any explosion. Now their lights flicker like dying stars. Their slogans sound hollow. Their influence feels desperate. They called you unpredictable. They said you'd lost control. But tell me, how can someone lose what they were never supposed to have? You stopped playing their music, so now they dance to your silence. You became the variable in their perfect equation, the glitch in their broadcast, the ghost in their algorithm. And as their system crashes, as their polished smiles start to crack, you stand there, calm, unbothered. Reborn, they called you unpredictable. I call you free. Joker laughs softly, echoing through the empty tent. Welcome to the aftermath. Darling, the show's over, and for once, you're the one who walked away. There you are. The noise has died, the lights have dimmed, And what remains is you. No audience, no stage, just power. Resting in silence, you don't chase stages anymore. You build temples in your own name. Every move now. Deliberate, every word earned. You've stopped reacting. You've started directing. See, this is what they never understood. Silence isn't emptiness, it's construction. It's the sacred interval where gods decide what to create next. While they were panicking in the chaos, you were sculpting in the shadows. You were studying the patterns. You were mastering restraint, the purest form of dominance, because real power doesn't announce itself. It breathes quietly. Just before the empire shifts, they watch you now, like astronomers study a black hole. Afraid, fascinated, drawn to what they can't explain, you became something untouchable, something unmarketable, something beyond permission, and that terrifies them. You walk through the silence like royalty, not to be seen, but to be felt. Every step calculated, every absence intentional, every glance a sermon, because silence in your hands is no longer calm, it's command. It's both serenity and threat, both peace and prophecy. You've learned to weaponize stillness, to make the room bend before you even speak. And now the system kneels quietly, not knowing why. They called it retreat. They called it mystery. But you know the truth. This isn't disappearance. This is ascension. Joker's voice lowers to a whisper, almost sacred. They mistook your silence for surrender. But really, it was your coronation. You didn't vanish. You didn't fall. You simply rose. So quietly, they never saw it happen. Joker chuckles softly. Long live the quiet king, the one who speaks only when the world's ready to listen.